In the previous video, Get Started with Just Mocks, we talked about how to get started with Just Mocks. And now, what if you have one mock that would be used the same way in multiple of your tests? This way you need one shared mock for all of your tests. And to do that, what you can do first, create that mock, and that mock should live in the same folder as your file, and it would live in the folder named mocks, and that folder mocks should live in the same folder that is your file. And the mock itself would be called the same name, so let's say data manager.js. In here you write your implementation the usual way, so just fn, and on that it returns us multiple things, one of which is mock implementation, which we're going to use. You pass a function in it. So when you would use that mock, it would return us what? It would return us an object. Well, it can return us anything actually, but just in this case that we're mocking this class, and that class would have getBooks on it, load books, and all of that stuff. And let's say getBooks makes an HTTP request that we don't want to make in our tests. So we're mocking this class and we're saying that it should return our fake data to us, so book 1 and red false and all of that stuff. And let's just say console log, this method is getting called from the mock. And of course we should export that mock. In our test, the way that we do this is that we import that module that we want to test, and this imported module would be the same file, the actual file. So we're not importing this data manager mock, we're importing the actual module, and then we're telling that just mock this module for us, and it would use the file from here. It would use this mocked implementation. And let's just check that it works. Get manager, get books. And now we see in our tests that this method is getting called from the mock. And you can do all the usual stuff that you would do with the mock. So data manager is a mock now, and we can say to have been called times, for example, and it would be 1. And this should not fail our tests. Yeah, this test worked. So now the problem that you might run into, that if you have another test in here, data manager 2, and you do some other stuff in here, but you also want to check that it has been called just exactly 1 time, what you can do is, what will happen though is this test will fail, because it was called 2 times, because this mock shares its state across this other test in here. What you can do in here is that you use before each, pass a callback in here, and you call for data manager after each test. I'm always messing this up, mock clear, not clear mock. And now the state of that mock would be cleared for each of our tests. So that's how you create this shared mock and use it